so proudly we hail, and the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets trembling, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land under the free, and the home of the brave? Because we are the brave. Yes, we are the brave. We'll fight you in the name of the brave. We are the US of A. For those unaware, that flag is still there. It's our future to save. This land of the brave, the US of A. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free, and the home of the
What's going on, guys? Hey, Repeat back with you for season number 8. Boy, it's been a long 3 months. Glad to be back with these turned out for what iRacing Series truckers. Boy, oh boy, qualifying now underway. We're going to go ahead and jump right in to the NAV 135, live again from Atlanta Motor Speedway. Sorry we missed last week. Unfortunately, some technical issues on my side prevented me from getting up with any kind of serious internet connection. Want to make sure that we're able to put on the best possible show for everybody that's out there in the land of Twitch and YouTube, as well as the drivers when they want to go back and rewatch everything that happened during their race. And tonight again here from Atlanta Motor Speedway, presented by the Network Alliance for Veterans at networkallianceforveterans.com. Big thank you to Lieutenant Colonel retired of our United States Army for coming on back, picking up the full season yet again. 25 races to make up season 8. We've got the full chase going on. We got everything happening. Daytona will be made up next week, so you're not going to miss anything. 2 weeks back to back super speedway style racing. But again, let's go ahead and catch up with these guys, find out how they set for this race. Let's get in there. Let's go. All right, so let's hide all that information. Let's go ahead and bring up your board so you can see where your favorite driver sets for the pits. Let's go ahead and actually reset the overlay program. As you can see, it's not quite showing as it should. So we're going to go ahead and bring it all back up and make sure that it's right on task. All right. So there we go. So far, Justin Anaskok in that number 13. Big welcome back to him. Decided not to be up in the admin booth or the tower, taking a look at any kind of penalties and all that. He's back in the truck this season, and it's gonna be interesting to say the least. Evan Knopp right now sitting P2. Mike Miller, as you see here, right now sitting P number 7. How about Mike Papa Bear Campbell? If we can catch up with him or any others that are still running, maybe Mark Morton. Nope, looks like he's already done as well. That's what happens when you just got to make sure that we get the full anthem in. Don't skimp on any bit of that. Let's see how much time they've got left here in queue, and maybe we'll. Okay, so they got just about 30 seconds left. So. Doesn't really look like anybody else is out there right now. Maybe a little bit of maybe a little Justin Burden. Nope, he's already done. Right now, showing Cole Snyder is on the top spot. So far, it looks like we're going to have about 31 drivers out here. Everybody from Cole Snyder, Dylan Chappell Sr., Josh Taylor, Mike Miller, Jose Ruiz, Scott Rickard, Kenny Lind, Zach Meredith, Tom Harmon, Doug King. Andrew Sanford, Dave Mayo, Ed Robertson, a whole lot of the guys that you may recall from last season, all back for this season, and we got some guys returning, like a Mark Morton, Doug King, you got Brad Rivers out there, you've got Lewis Zader, old CGMX Rose from back in the day, decided he's going to go ahead and get back into iRacing, so big welcome to him, big welcome to Eric Heil, as well as several others for picking up their first season here with the Turn Down for What iRacing community. Let's go ahead and pull up your grid. All right, so again, I mentioned Cole Snyder. He's going to be starting on pole. Looks like it's Justin Anaskok, P number 2 in that unlucky, maybe not so unlucky, 13. P3 is going to be Evan Knopp in the 63 with Dylan Chappell Sr. in that 99. Chris Weaver in that 82 with Josh Taylor in that 18 sitting 6th. 7th is going to be Chris Weaver in the 7 with Mike Miller in the 5 to his outside. Row number 5 looks like Andrew Chapman in the 25 with Austin Collins in the 74 P10. P11 looks like John Osborne in that 81 with Jose Ruiz in that 23 to his outside. That's the way the top 12 look. P13 is going to be Eric Heil. Big welcome to him in that 610. P14 is going to be Mike Carter in the 6th. 15th going to be Scott Rickard in the 05 with Lewis Zader in the 45 to his outside. Row 9 looks like the 32 of Sierra Clampert with Kenny Lind in the 57 P18. P19 is going to be Mike Campbell Jr., old Papa Bear himself, owner and main admin here for the Turn Down for What iRacing series with Zachary Meredith, old Zach or Billy Meredith in that 17 to his outside. 21st is going to be Brad Rivers in that 88 with Tom Harmon in that 68 22nd. 23rd looks like it's going to be Claire Murphy in the deuce. To his outside is going to be Doug King in the 87 to round out the top 24. 25th looks like it's going to be Dylan Robb in the 69 with Justin Burden in the 51. 26th. 27th is going to be Andrew Sanford in the 37 with Mark Morton in the 19. Coming up 28th. Big thank you to Mark Morton. He has chosen to re-enlist in our United States Army. So Mark Morton, tip of the hat to you, sir. Thank you very much for choosing once again to serve our great nation. 29th is going to be Jordan Anderson in the 30 with Dave Mayo to his outside 30 to his outside in the 08 30th. 31st, last but not least, going to be the 64 of Ed Robertson. And man, what a great field. Talking to a lot of these guys before this all kicked off, and they were saying the long run gets really loose. But I'm looking forward to some great pack racing as always. Dave Mayo out there in the land of YouTube says, "Hey Pete, have a great broadcast. Welcome back." Dave, I definitely appreciate that. I thought I'd be like really nervous to kick this back off again, but no, I actually feel really good. I'm glad to be back. Sitting pretty comfortable. I've been with Frozen Toes Eliza over on Monday nights for the Shake and Bake iRacing Gen 6 series, and what a great few weeks it's been being back on the service. All right, let's go ahead and bring up your tower. And let's bring it on over to Barney. He's got the green flag up. We're ready to go ahead and fire this off. It's going to be a phenomenal race. And again, one more time, big thank you to Lieutenant Colonel Cecil Ross of the Network Alliance for Veterans for picking up the Turn Down for What iRacing series for Season 8. One more time, green flag's up. Let's go. Alright, so it looks like the first lap's going to be led by none other than Justin Anisigok in that Kool-Aid number 13. Oh yeah, from back in the day. Why not? Let's fire this off. Colonel Ross, thank you very much for coming out in the land of YouTube, sir. Definitely appreciate you. And thank you very much for all that you do for every one of our veterans throughout the great state of Indiana and surrounding states. You know they all certainly appreciate you. Again, NetworkAllianceForVeterans.com, always talking about Leon's Heroes and the Hero Care Program. If you want to be able to reach out to Lieutenant Colonel Ross, it's cfrossnav@yahoo.com. Make sure you go on over, look him up, send him a message, tell him that we sent you. And I tell you what, if you need any kind of help, you need any kind of guidance in your after the service programs, that he is the man to reach out to. All right, still all double file all the way back. No clear leader as of yet. You see the 24, Cole Snyder to Justin Anisigok outside. And, no real pushing. Frozen, definitely see you out there in the land of Twitch. Also, definitely looking forward to tomorrow night when we all get to Sin City in the Shake and Bake iRacing Gen 6 series. That's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be, it's as always, going to be standing room only, and I cannot wait to fire that race off with you in the booth. It's a great time every time we call one of those races. Oh, I thought for a second there maybe the 63 of Evan Knopf might have saw an open window underneath the 13 of Justin, but no such window was open. They stay 2 by 2. Now working on lap number 5. Still Snyder, Anisigok, Evan Knopf, Dylan Chappell, and Josh Taylor going to round out the top 5. And just as I say that, old Mr. Weaver, talking about Chris Weaver in the 82 Ford, went on up and took that spot away. Frozen says, sure is, looks like awesome racing. Right on board with the rear camera from Justin Taylor. I'm sorry, Josh Taylor, excuse me. Thinking of Justin Anisigok and Josh Taylor, I might as well put them together, right? They're good friends anyway. But yeah, looking back from him, and you just see that whole line of cars. Excuse me. So far, everybody really kind of minding their P's and Q's. No one ducking out of bounds or having any kind of real issue. Now from the roll bar inside, kind of looking ahead at, looks like Dylan Chappell. He's got the 82 underneath. Again, that's going to be Chris Weaver. Chris Murphy right behind him. And just kind of really guiding that truck right on that white and red line. Doing his best just to stay right behind that Moza number 63 for Evan Knopf. Evan, very, very fast. He is up there and towards the front every single race. He is one of those guys that could strike and grab the checkers on any given weekend. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The man's picked up momentum year after year. And just as I say that, kind of glides above that red and white line. Not quite sure if he was pushed up or not, but doing a bang-up job as always. Let's go a little bit further in the back and pick up with another guy and take a look at what this whole field may look like. How about we'll go back with maybe Dylan Robb and look ahead. Oh, looks like we got smoke. Smoke's in the air. It's going to be the number 30. Yellow number 1's going to fly, and there's others ahead of him that have wrecked out. So let's see. It looks like it's going to be Michael Carter and a few more. Tom Harmon, Ed Robertson, Louis Zader. That's not the welcome that he wanted to the turn down for what ranks for sure. But let's go off of Tom Harmon, see if we can find out exactly what happened here, and roll on. All right, so let's switch on over to our chase cam if we can, and see if we can find out. There he is in an Avril Lavigne number 68, back in the old familiar colors. I could pick him out from anywhere now. And let's play this out, see if we can figure out exactly what happened here. You see the 23 is going to be Jose Ruiz right underneath. And I'm not quite sure if there was some issues in front of the 68 or if it happened right behind him. But either way, here we go, coming across the start stripe. And I'm not quite sure if this was a checkup. No, 30 is a little bit further back. And that's where it is. So let's back this up just a tad. See if we can find out what happened between the 68, the 45, and others. All right, we'll stop that. Let's go back to our chase cam one more time. And we will play this out in slow-mo. You see the Pizza and Wings podcast machine just ahead of him. Looks like one truck slides up about 4 or 5 truck lengths ahead. Maybe a little bit of a checkup. Not 100% sure. But the 19 just absolutely punts the 68. 45 backs it into the wall. And this is what brings out caution number 1. No real damage for these guys. I'm sure it's going to slow them down for sure, but I don't think it would be a whole lot of unfixable damage on pit road. All right, let's go ahead and bring it back live. All right, and let's see. Up at the top, looks like it's going to be Chris Weaver. He decided he was going to go ahead and stay out. So let's see if we can find old Chris right quick and maybe bring him on up to the booth. Yep, he's down there in ORL. So we'll bring him up. Chris, it's Repeat up in the booth, bud. You got a quick copy, sir? Chris, you got me?
Yeah, sorry, man. I got you. I was listening to something else.
Nope.
Go ahead.
All right, Chris. So you got that Fox 8 machine up in front, right behind the pace truck. We are now 12 laps into this 135-mile race presented by NAV. What do you think of the field so far, the track conditions, and what you've had to do so far to work your way up 4 spots to be sitting right behind that pace truck?
I think the biggest way to pass people is on pit road, and they went to pit road, and I passed them. So we'll see how that works out for me. I think we've got, 5 sets of tires, and they've got 4 now, and I've still got all 5. So we'll see how it works out. I've raced around here this week some in the official races, and tires didn't matter that much until you really had a lot of laps on them. So we'll see how it goes. We're just going to ride some laps here and get to that 135.
So now that you're going to have all that clean air on the hood of your truck, how do you think it's going to react versus when you were in that all that dirty air?
I'll take new tires out front versus new tires in dirty air, but we'll see how aggressive they want to be, right?
There you go. All right, buddy, I'll get you back on down with ORL. Good luck. As always, keep the shiny side up, and go get him, sir.
All right, thank you.
You got it. All right, so one more time. Pilot of that number 8 Fox Sports machine. The guy is actually a photojournalist for that channel down, I think it's like just over the North Carolina line. I'm sorry, just over the South Carolina line into North Carolina. Does a lot of work with NASCAR and all the series, and guy does an absolutely phenomenal job. But as you can see, they're rounding through turns 3 and 4 right now. So let's go ahead and bring it on back over to Barney. Already got the green flag in the air. Pace truck's going to be making that hard left towards pit road. Commando Grip says sometimes the truck snaps loose, and if you get out of the gas, middle of the corner, yeah, you're not lying. A lot of these guys were saying on the long run, the trucks were getting very, very loose, and it could have just been, that could have been the culprit. Well, let's go. I already saw the 68 for Tom Harmon and an Avril Lavigne Silverado go up towards that outside wall. You watch the 8 there getting really, really loose. That's Chris Weaver. We were just talking to him, and you see the 11 go around the outside. It's going to be Andrew Chapman. I know it says a 25 on your board. Just that FedEx machine just didn't take the custom number, I'm going to guess. And right behind him, you see the 5 of Mike Miller. Mike Miller was, again, one of the guys last year that was very, very strong, showed a lot of speed. You can count on him to be up towards the front if he doesn't get caught up in a mess somewhere during the end of each race. Here comes the 82 charging hard back on the bottom side. Mike Miller, Chris Murphy, and Eric Heil now making up the top 5. And just as I say that, Cole Snyder going to go ahead and bring that Pizza and Wings podcast number 24 on that bottom side right behind the 7. There you see that 18 machine for Josh Taylor. He's going to go ahead and take it 3 wide right around that middle row. 610 kind of tags the wall as he's still keeping it 3 wide. 5 now to the outside. Down the backstretch, 3 wide for about P4. Josh Taylor says, hey, man, I want that clean air. I don't want to be in any kind of a hornet's nest. Let's go. 3 wide for the first 2 rows now. All it takes is for somebody to make a mistake or maybe cut into the corner a little early. 7 getting a little bit of a door shot from the 11 on the outside, and he was able to hold it. Great job by Chris Murphy to keep that thing straight. Justin Aniscott coming up to the back door of that number 18, giving a little bit of a shot in the bumper, but Josh Taylor able to hold on to it, and they stay green. Now, we saw the 68 have a little bit of an issue earlier. Let's go back, find out what happened with Tom Harmon. There he is. Definitely lost the draft. And as you can see by the track map, he is way, way, way in the back. And if this stays green, he's got a very big shot of going 1 lap or more down. He really wants a yellow to fly. That way he can go back down pit road, fix that truck up just a little bit, and try to get back into contention. Never, ever count this guy out. He'll be there at the end. Back up top, though. Here we go. 24 dipping below that white and red a little bit. Got to be careful not to upset the balance of the truck. Still 3 wide right now for P3, trying to settle it amongst themselves. 24 on the bottom, 11 in the middle, 13 of Justin Aniscott up high. Behind Justin Aniscott, right around Justin Aniscott, you also see Evan Knopp, Brad Rivers, and Mark Morton. Oh, 24 getting a little squirrely. Not quite sure if that was due to a shot from the 63, but if that was, Evan Knopp gave him one hell of a little bit of a ring in the back end. There you see the 19 of Mark Morton, talking about him earlier. The young man decided he was going to go ahead and re-enlist in the United States Army. So one more time, big, big thank you to Mark Morton as the front 2 rows, both 3x3. Whole lot of give and take going on right there as the 24 just said, you know what, I've had enough of this bottom side. Not quite maybe going where he wanted to go. Going to go ahead and pull it back up high, get behind the 18 of Josh Taylor, 24-19. On the bottom, we got another wreck. Looks like it's going to be the 610 of Eric Heil into the inside wall, and we saw that happen real time. All right, caution number 2 is out. Let's go back with Eric right quick and see if we can catch up with him. It shouldn't be all that hard. since I didn't get a replay notification, we'll just go ahead and back it up the old school way. And let's stop right there. And let's go ahead and play this. There he is on the inside. Looks like both him and Brad Rivers get together just a little bit. And then the 2 comes along, and the 6'10" of Eric finds that inside wall. Kind of bounces off it a little bit with the front end. But oddly enough, iRacing went ahead and called the caution, even though he was certainly out of the racing groove. All right, let's go ahead and bring it back live. All right, so Andrew Chapman now is the leader. He's behind our pace truck. Let's see if maybe we can find Andrew Chapman. Usually down there in heel turn, if I remember correctly. Yes, he is. Let's go ahead and pull Andrew right quick. Andrew, it's Pete up in the booth, but you got a quick copy in that FedEx Express machine.
Hey, what's up, Pete?
Boy, it's been a little bit, hasn't it, buddy?
Man, quite a while. What took you so long?
Right? I've been asking myself the same thing. But man, that machine definitely looked really good up on the high side. What's your strategy for Atlanta, and how do you keep it in the clean air and out of trouble all night long?
Keep it up front. I don't want to be anywhere close to back there with all those guys. I like it right here, so I mean, try to stay up here.
It really seems like there's no sure way to get away from the hornet's nest here. I mean, even in real life NASCAR, we were watching cars get wrecked from the front due to some bad bumps, or maybe the cars just not lining up the way that they're meant to be. But if you were to look in your rear view, who is the one or maybe 2 guys that you'd like to see behind you, because you can trust them with giving you that comfortable push, even if they're being aggressive, you know that you can handle their pushes?
I got them behind me already. You got Evan right behind me.
I just mentioned Evan Knopp and how fast he is, and how you can look forward to him being up front. On any given week. He's got that fast speed week in and week out. Well, I see the lights atop the pace truck are out. I'll go ahead and I'll get you back on down with heel turn. Andrew, as always, keep the shiny side up, and good luck the rest of tonight.
Thanks, Pete.
You got it. One more time, that is the pilot of that number 25 Toyota TRD FedEx Express machine, and phenomenal driver. And I just said I was going to get him down to heel turn, and I just dropped him where he wasn't meant to be. Let's try that one more time. There we go. Now I got him to where he's supposed to be. All right. So what do y'all think, chat? Who's it going to be tonight? Who's going to go on up there and grab the first checkers of the Network Alliance for Veterans season here in the Turn Down for What iRacing truck community, and kick their season off right, lock themselves into the playoffs later on? I really believe that anybody in this community can win on any given week. It really is a very, very stacked field. I mean, when I look at all the licenses and the I ratings and all that, we're talking about 3, 4, 5,000 K, or 3, 4, and 5K I ratings. It's another great series. But here we go, back at it. Let's go. All right, looks like it's going to be pretty much a dead heat for the lead on that one. You see Josh Taylor in that Coca-Cola machine on the outside, and you see the 11 of Andrew Chapman, who we just spoke with. He said he's glad to see Evan Knopp in that 63 right behind him. And I tell you what, if that is a duo, man, anytime you've got the confidence in the drivers that are around you, it kind of boosts your own confidence as well. A little bit of a gap here behind the two of Claire Murphy to the next guy behind. It's going to be Ed Robertson, if we can look behind him. All right, let's bring it back in. Had to, as they say, wet the old whistle just a little bit. Voice is a little hoarse. Been out of practice a little. Usually on Monday nights with Frozen, it's kind of having an actual conversation, not trying to carry the conversation all by yourself. But that is all right. After doing this, 7 years now, give or take? Yeah, just getting right back in. Like I was saying in the beginning of the broadcast, I really thought that I'd be a little nervous, have a couple butterflies, whatever. I think I'd actually told Frozen the same thing when season 5 of Shake and Bake kicked off. I thought, after being away for 3 months, I'd have some butterflies, be a little nervous, want to make sure I did okay. But no, when you've got a great broadcasting partner that you can go back and forth with, it makes all the difference, and Eliza is absolutely certainly one of the best. All right, still side by side for the lead, Andrew Chapman and Josh Taylor keep on swapping that NAV leaderboard, and I tell you, they look really, really strong. I mean, the 11 said he wanted to see Evan Knopf right behind him. Well, he still got him. The 13 of Justin Anaskog and Josh Taylor, they're also really good friends and have been for a very long time, going back to the Xbox days. talking about going back to Xbox days, how about we drop back just a little bit and see if we can find one other? How about this guy back here, Louis Zader? If you're out there in the land and you're from the land of Xbox, how about driver 45 here? CGMX Rose from way back in the day, now piloting that number 45 McDonald's machine. Very, very strong driver. He was part of the Pro League way back when, and just trying to get back into iRacing, and I have no doubt in my mind he will work his way up and through. I mean, the guy's taken a pretty long break, but it shows that before he took that break, he had just shy of a 3,500 I rating. So he's no stranger to racing, but looks like we got caution number 3 on the track as he actually just drove by all of them. Let's see if I've got a little bit of a replay to go back to. Let's see. Looks like Doug King may have something to say about this. So let's pick up with the 87 of Doug King, and let's play this out. You see the 05 right underneath him, coming off of turn number 4, across the start stripe, and let's see if this is where it picks up or if he's just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Up, kind of just tagged that outside wall. Let's rewind that just a little bit. One more time, and right there, I think it's going to be just a product of, as Commando Grip said earlier, just getting loose. Yeah, it just tags the wall. Might have been getting loose and had to chase it up. Not 100% sure, but let's stop right there and turn this camera around from the gearbox, and let's keep playing this out at quarter speed. There you see the 23 of Jose Ruiz get into the backside of him a little bit. Oh, up and over. So he's actually on top of, looks like Mike Miller's truck, and back on down. And there is the melee. The 5 up into the wall, smacks the front end pretty hard. And it looks like with all that, the 51 of Justin Burden also ends up hard into the wall. You see the 37 of Andrew Sanford kind of sliding down to the inside, trying to pull to the right, keep that truck off the inside wall, locking it down, and does a pretty good job. All right, let's go ahead and bring it back live. All right. So in all that, looks like Kenny Lind is our new leader. Let's see if we can find him right quick. Yep, I got him. He's down there in, where did I just see? He's also in heel turn. So let's see if we can pull him up. Kenny, it's repeat up in the booth, but you got a quick copy in that Fanatec number 57.
What's up?
Kenny, how are you, sir?
Oh, doing all right.
All right, man. What's that?
Playing a little fuel game.
Playing a little fuel game. All right, well, fuels, tire, I mean, whatever it is. Right now, you're up 17 spots right behind the pace truck. You've definitely had to work your way through a couple of cautions. Now you got all the clean air. I see it looks like it's going to be the 64 of Ed Robertson that's going to start to your outside, and then possibly Zach Billy Meredith in that number 17 Chevrolet. He's going to go ahead and push you for the restart. What do you think about your odds to grab the first checkers of the season, and what's your strategy?
Well, strategy right here is to hopefully not go green more than about 35 laps, it looks like. Just want to wish my dad a happy birthday.
Hey, there you go. Yeah, happy birthday, Mr. Lind. Definitely, it's always great, man. That's absolutely awesome. I hope he's out there and he's watching, seeing you in the lead, and you can bet your bottom dollar that he's cheering you on. I'll get you back on down with the rest of heel turn, sir. Good luck as always. Keep the shiny side up, and we'll be talking to you again maybe a little bit later on.
All right, thanks, Pete.
You got it, buddy. Again, big happy to Mr. Lind if you're out there, sir. Happy birthday from everybody here at the Turn Down for What iRacing NAV truck community. Season 8 opener here tonight from Atlanta Motor Speedway, Network Alliance for Veterans.com. Big thank you again to Lieutenant Colonel retired Cecil Ross of our United States Army coming through turns 3 and 4. Let's get ready to fire this thing off yet again. Let's go racing. Trucks off onto pit road. Coming to the restart zone. Green flag. Let's go. All right, so it looks like the 57 of Kenny Lane is going to go ahead and lead that one under green. He has, it looks like the 74 of Austin Collins right behind him. Right now, Austin Collins up 8 spots to P number 2. He's got the 05 of Scott Rickard behind. And then the 13 of Justin Aniscock. And then Ed Robertson to round out the top 5. Everybody right now really kind of scattered for the most part. When the race first started, we saw everybody 2 by 2 all the way back. Well, unless it was just a restart that kind of broke them up a little bit of contact there between the 18 and it looked like the 11. But the 11 looks like he was able to hold on to it, and Andrew Chapman's going to be able to move on. Just lost a few spots. Definitely see everybody out there between the land of Twitch and YouTube. Big thank you to everybody. If you haven't already, please go on over, smash the follow, hit the subscribe if you can. But above all, just please make sure you leave notifications on. That way you know every time the Turn Down for What iRacing Truck Series goes live. Again, presented by the Network Alliance for Veterans at networkallianceforveterans.com. Presented by the one and only Lieutenant Colonel Cecil Ross. There's that back side-by-side that we're very accustomed to here at, I thought there was a little bit of an issue there. But no, here at Atlanta, watching the 11 again, shoot to the outside just a tad. Maybe thought about taking it 3 wide, then maybe thought better of it. Let's go a little bit further in the back, pick up that about, guys we haven't talked much about yet. Talking about the 88 for Brad Rivers. Right now, up on that high side. Just moving right along, actually the bottom side I should say, just kind of moving right along, just ahead of Evan Knopp and right behind Chris Murphy. There you go. There's old Brad Rivers. Bad Brad. See the 17 Pizza and Wings podcast machine for Zach Billy Meredith, the 18 of Josh Taylor. Sierra Clamper right behind him in that that number 23. Sierra Races. Nice looking truck. Evan Knopp in his Moza racing machine. Then there you also see the 2 of Claire Murphy on that bottom side. Going to give Sierra a little bit of a shot to the tailgate, but the line wasn't quite moving right then and there. We saw Eric Heil go for a little bit of a ride earlier. Right now you see him in that that number 610 machine in the back to the outside of the 08. I believe, let's see if we can find out who that 08 is. Nope, that's Mike Miller on pit road. Yep, it's going to be Dave Mayo down there. Dave Mayo in that silver Klondike machine. What would you do for a Klondike bar? John Milner says, well, yeah, I hear ya. Big old shot from the blimp. Looking at everybody inside about the whole top 12. Right now, though, we got a new leader talking about Mark Morton up there in that number 19 Chevrolet. And just as I say that, got a little bit of a battle back on the outside from Justin Hanesgok. He's got Ed Robertson right in tow. Right now, the 57 of Kenny Lind too far off the tailgate of that number 19 to really help. But you see them all the way to the back, still double file. There is still one truck a little bit further way in the back that may not have had enough time to fix the truck. Let me see. I believe that's going to be it. That's going to be Tom Harmon in his Avril Lavigne number 68 Silverado. May just need another caution or two to get that old girl fixed up just right so he can get back and into contention. Let's actually take a little bit of a ride around his truck, see if we can find out. Oh, there's some of that damage. Yeah, he's missing the entire front left quarter panel. Down the driver's side looks okay. Let's take a look at that left front. There's some issues there, and the left rear, a little bit of scrapage. Let's take a look from the front. Okay, so yeah, you can definitely see where that tire's sticking out. Hood is very much buckled. Avril does not look all that happy, but she definitely wants to catch back up and get right back into the thick of things. All right. Justin Hanesgok, he's going to go ahead and resume the lead. Still with Ed Robertson right ahead. 17 of Zach Meredith. P3 on that high side. The 19 of Mark Morton. Kenny Lind, and then Austin Collins first through third on each line. All right, so what do you say we do another crank it up session? We'll go through each of the drivers a little bit, take a look around them, see how they're all doing, maybe what line they're in, and who's with them for the most part. We'll start with our leader, Justin Hanesgok. Let's go. Turn it up. All right, caution on track. All kinds of smoke back there. Looks like something that's going to have something to do with Andrew Chapman, possibly Claire Murphy, as well as a couple others. Let's go on back, find out exactly what happens here, and get back into the thick of things. All right, so let's get back with our chase mode here, looking at Claire Murphy, and let's play this out. You see the 24, Cole Snyder to his outside, 99 up ahead. Looks like they're coming up on some lap cars. Could they have possibly had something to do with this? Right now, this is through turns 1 and 2, heading to the backstretch. Oh, you definitely see, looks like that's going to start a little bit further up, so we're going to stop that right there. And let's back this up ever so slightly. And I think that's going to be the 5 maybe of Mike Miller. Nope, it's not going to be the 5. Let's see. Let's try this again here. All right, let's play this again. As soon as my mouse decides it's going to cooperate. All right, so was that the 18 of Josh Taylor? Let's find out. Nope, it's going to be the 64 of Ed Robertson. All right, so let's back that up one more time. All right, let's get on over to Ed Robertson. Should be able to find him a little bit further in the back now. Let's see. There he is. And let's back that up again. All right, it's going to be Ed Robertson and Justin Anasagak. And let's widen this out, shall we? All right, so the 17 of Zach Meredith goes on up and tags the wall, and melee ensues behind him. You see the 2, you see the 11. Oh, just a couple hard shots by a few people. Ed Robertson, for the most part, kind of gets through there unscathed. I mean, he might have a little bit of damage on the right front, but he should be able to fix a lot of that in the pits. All right, let's go ahead and bring it back live. All right, Brad Rivers now leading the way. Looks like the lights atop the pace truck are off already, so we'll go ahead and we'll wait until maybe we have another caution here. Now that we're just past or just getting to halfway. A couple more laps, we'll reach the halfway point. Brad Rivers, Sierra Clamper, Chris Murphy, Austin Collins, and Evan Knopp are our top 5. I actually don't see Brad Rivers in any of our team channels anyway, so I would not have been able to pull him. Maybe next time. All right. So coming through turns 3 and 4, gonna bring it on back to Barney. That way we can get the race up and going again. Already has the green flag in the air. See that pace truck pulling it on down pit road, making that hard left turn to Albuquerque. Let's go racing. All right, from high above, you see the 88 of Brad Rivers able to hold on to the lead under the first green flag. There we go. Evan Knopp to his outside. You see the 7 of Chris Murphy kind of sliding up a little bit, getting a little close to the door of the 32, I should say, for Sierra Clamper. And then Chris Murphy, Austin Collins, Justin Aniscock, Dylan Chappell, Mark Morton, Cole Snyder, and Kenny Lind to round out the top 10. All right, chat, so we're pretty close to the halfway point, seeing a few different leaders up front. Who do you think grabs the checkers tonight, or do you think it's just no way to tell because of this style of racing? I'd probably be on that side of the fence. It's probably a little hard to tell, but we've definitely seen so far who can really get up there and lead, who's been pretty comfortable taking a push, who's been able to run both lines. It's usually the bigger T. Oh, the 7 again out of shape. Is he going to be able to hold on to it? We'll have to go back and take a look. And looks like so far, so good. As Chris Murphy going to go ahead and gather it back up. Great job by Chris there to keep us green. Let's go ahead and back that up because that was one hell of a save. Let's jump on. We'll go back to the chase cam with him. There we go, and let's play this out. You see the 13 of Justin Aniscock right behind him, and he just gets loose unless there's a little bit of net code between him and the 13. It just looks like he gets monstrous loose and had to do the best he could to save that number 7 machine. Congratulations, Chris. One hell of a save, sir. All right, let's go ahead and bring it back live. '57 of Kenny Lind. Looks like he's getting by the 88 of Brad Rivers. Brad, he's going to go ahead and give it a little bit more of a shot there on that high side. I don't really see anybody, side drafting or doing much of that to, keep a guy pinned down or slow a guy up, or maybe force a hole to come open. These guys really doing a great job. We've had a few cautions, but really racing incidents and where a couple of guys have gotten a little out of sorts. They were able to save it, just unfortunately lost a ton of track position. We talked to the 82 of Chris Weaver a little while ago. There he is in that Fox 8 machine right now, sitting P4. Kenny Lind behind him. And then the 74 of Austin Collins. Mark Morton right ahead of him in that camo number 19 with the stars and stripes adorning that Chevrolet Silverado. Look pretty good. Definitely a very, very nice machine. I actually kind of dig that. A Busch Light machine. That looks pretty good. Billy says, yeah, it sucks. The truck just kept getting looser and looser and looser. That was on me for sure. Sorry to everyone I wrecked. Zach, I mean, it's, Commando Griff was saying earlier, sometimes the trucks snap loose if you get out of the gas in the middle of the corner. And, it happens. Just a product of this racing. And I'm sure as the season goes on, you'll have a lot of great success. And we'll definitely be talking to you throughout the season. Speaking of the season, talking about the schedule for this season. So obviously we missed Daytona as the season opener, so we're doing it this week here from Atlanta. Next week we will go back to Daytona, so we will have those back-to-back weeks of this style racing. And I'm kind of curious if some people will start to think of week 3 as where the real season starts. That's going to be Las Vegas. Las Vegas is another drafting track, probably going to be somewhat pack racing. We'll have to see. After that's going to be Homestead Miami Speedway and then Martinsville. So several different types of tracks over the first 4 or 5 weeks. Cannot wait to see how this all plays out. But the World Center of Speed next week. Cannot wait to see Daytona and how everybody tackles that race. I believe we started tonight's race with 31 drivers. Something tells me next week, with a 40 truck field, it'll be qualifying room only. I believe there's 43 drivers on the driver roster, and almost everybody comes out for Daytona, and I cannot wait to see 40 truckers lined up on pit road getting ready to take on that 2.5 mile juggernaut that is Daytona International Speedway. Billy says, but hey, I led a couple of laps at least, so I'll take that as an upside. Absolutely, Zach. All right. Speaking of Zach, let's go on and check in with one of his teammates. How about the one and only Cole Snyder a little bit further back here in this number 24 Pizza and Wings podcast Ford F-150. Almost said Chevrolet. Let's take a look at his machine. There it is. He's got the 99 of Dylan Chappell Sr. right ahead, and then Sierra Clampert to his outside. 88 of Brad Rivers, 71 of Mike Papa Bear Campbell just behind him in the Turn Down for What TV. Brand new channel for Mike Papa Bear Campbell that he started on his own to do a little bit of broadcasting on Wednesday nights for a league that he's affiliated with. And then, of course, on the hood, you see the Network Alliance for Veterans banner that you also see flashing across the top of the scoring pylon. So, big thank you again to Lieutenant Colonel Cecil Ross, retired, of our United States Army. We were talking about old Louis Zader in this McDonald's machine a little while back, talking about him, being welcomed back to iRacing. It's going to be interesting to see how Louis does in the coming weeks. He is listed just as a part-time driver in the Turn Down for What iRacing Truck Series ranks. So we'll have to see how this all works. Him and Ed Robertson right ahead of him used to run in a league back in the day called NNR on the Xbox console. So very familiar with each other back then. But Louis took a little bit of a break from iRacing, and here he is back at it. And he is one of the drivers, right along with a couple of others that used to have a affiliation with the Turn Down for What ranks, like Jordan Bain, used to call him Boehner, as well as a couple others that when they made the move over to iRacing, it was almost seamless. Like they just like a duck to water. It just seemed absolutely natural. And yeah, they were clicking off wins and getting involved in some pretty high leagues and whatnot, and it'll be interesting to see if he picks up that same momentum or that same skill level, and rolls on. All right. Up at the front, not missing much, the 13 of Justin Aniscock still leading the way. Evan Knopp still right there with him. Mark Morton still sitting P3. P4 is going to be Austin Collins and then Chris Weaver. So it seems like once they find their way to the front, they're not really letting go by any means, and just keeping that truck down on the white and red line, or if they're up top, just kind of guiding it along, keeping the inside truck at a little bit of a distance. in case they have to come up a little bit or chase the truck up off the bottom should they get a little loose. Working lap 87 of 135, way past halfway. No issues in sight. Let's actually go ahead and take a quick look at the weather. See what that's looking like, shall we? Looks like 71-degree air temp and 89-degree track temp. So these guys out there with all this racing, they've definitely heated up that surface just a little bit. Good job. Let's go ahead and jump on board right quick. Jump into the cockpit if we can. There we go. This is Mark Morton up on the high side. Now, right now sitting in P number 1. And really doing a great job. Mark, like I said, recently re-enlisted in the United States Army, had a daughter, got married, so a lot going on for this guy. And it just seems like a lot is going right for this driver. Justin Hanscock decides not to come up to pick up the line. From way overhead, 13 leading, 63 of Evan Knopp right up his tailgate. Mark Morton's going to fall back to P3 and going to go ahead and drop into the hole on the bottom side just ahead of the 82 of Chris Weaver. Meanwhile, up on the high side, 74 Austin Collins in that TWRS looks like Toyota TRD machine, the 05. Right behind him, it's going to be Scott Rickard. There's the 82, the 23, Sierra Clampert, Kenny Lynn back there, right along with John Osborne. Haven't really talked much about John Osborne so far this evening. Let's see if we can take a quick look at his machine as well. There he is. That number 81 Pepsi machine. That's a nice looking Pepsi truck. I actually kind of dig that. But yeah, there he is. Right now sitting P9, up 2 spots from where he originally qualified. Dylan Chappell Sr. and Jordan Anderson right behind. Dylan Chappell Sr. looks like he's in that AC Delco machine. Kind of a Dale Jr. throwback to his Busch Series days. 99, and then I'm sorry, there's the 30, Jordan Anderson, not Dylan Chappell Sr. Yeah. 99 sporting the Pizza and Wings podcast colors. Cole Snyder doing the same thing, and his Ford. You also see Ed Robertson up on that high side in the 64. Right behind the 30, he's got the 45 of Louis Zeta right behind. Mike Pop Bear Campbell in that turn down for what? Network Alliance for Veterans.com Ford also. Claire Murphy back here in the G Fuel Deuce. Right now sitting P16, up 7 spots with Dave Mayo also right back here in his Klondike machine. 69 of Dylan Robb and his FIWB Esports machine. I tell you what, if you watch Monday nights with the Shake and Bake iRacing Gen 6 Cup Series, the FIWB team is a force to be reckoned with each and every week. So Dylan out here, sporting his team colors and doing a great job. Right now, Dylan is up 7 spots to P18 with Andrew Sandy, who's out there in the land of Twitch earlier, and his Columbia number 37, right behind Dylan Robb. Behind them is going to be Andrew Chapman. He led a few laps earlier in this FedEx Express machine, and then Chris Murphy in that 7, who went for a wild ride, and it looks like since then he's been able to pick up the number 6. Jose Ruiz a little bit further back, but Chris Murphy's got the 610 of Eric Heil, and then Jose Ruiz a little bit further back in his Columbia machine. Brad Rivers also a little bit further back, right behind that 610 for Eric Heil as well. Brad Rivers showing to be 23rd. Meanwhile, Eric Heil is showing to be 26th, and I'm going to guess that means he's at least 1 lap down. As you look at the scoring pylon that continues to scroll, he's actually 7 laps down. So something must have happened, and no caution, just kind of losing track, losing distance a little bit. Let's see if we can't look ahead from Eric Heil's machine and see what he's looking at. Whole lot of track ahead of him. That's absolutely for sure. You see him on the track map, and you see the main pack being led right now by Justin Anisagok and Austin Collins. If these guys don't get lined up and don't get going, there'll be more laps down by the time this race is done. Speaking of the race being done, just cracked the century mark, working lap 102 of 135 here in the Network Alliance for Veterans 135, live from Atlanta Motor Speedway, the season opener again for the Turn Down for What iRacing Truck Series. Oh, what a great night it's been. All right, let's go on back up with our leaders, see exactly what's happening up here. I would say right now Justin has the advantage being up high, but I tell you what, he's literally he's at the mercy of the 74 of Austin Collins right behind him. He may be able to hold a pretty wheel, might have a pretty fast truck, know how to do everything that he's got to do, but if he should get a bump that's not quite right, might spill all that Kool-Aid wrapped up in that number 13 Toyota. 68 of Tom Harmon looks like he's going to go ahead and go another lap down, pull down off track, and just had to try to lock it down. Does a great job of doing just that. He's going to go down another lap, but you know what? Tom Harmon will always live to fight another day. See me as Adam. Big thank you for the follow just before this stream went up. Definitely appreciate it. I know that you're probably out there spotting for the one and only Eric Heil. Eric, part of Elite Racing Network. He's got his own little channel also. I Gotcha TTV over in the land of Twitch. Eric and I, another one, we go way back in console to like the NASCAR 09 days. So it's good to see Eric. Glad that he's out here on track. He's only been on iRacing a few weeks, so still a lot to learn. But I have no doubt in my mind that when Eric is able to fully grasp iRacing and everything that you could do with the different cars and the truck, he'll definitely be more competitive as the season goes on. But very, very glad to see Eric here in the turn down for what ranks. Take a look back from Scott Rickard, see what it looks like from his rear view. See a whole lot of cars, whole lot of movement. Looking at him all buckled up inside his Chevrolet. See Sierra Clampert on the bottom, right along with the 63 of Evan Knopp. Behind him is going to be the 25. I'm sorry, that Pepsi machine we were talking about earlier. John Osborne. Coming up to 25 laps to go. Anasagak and Collins leading the way. 25 to go next time. Still have, 25 cars, I believe, in the mix that could still win this. Actually, 21. Brad Rivers, rather, in the 88, the first one, one lap down. So he might be hoping that a caution comes out so he can get back into the mix and get back into contention here. I definitely heard a little bit of some noise. Looks like a few trucks might have got together, but no real harm, no foul. Looks like it was this group of trucks back here. And looks like we're going to have our first round of green flag pit stops. Nope, that's definitely not him. No, I know I just saw some people peel off. No doubt in my mind. There we go. Yep, Justin Anasagak leading the 63 as well as the 19 of Mark Morton and Kenny Lynn back here down pit road to grab 4 brand new Eagle Feel Goods. And I would imagine just a splash of fuel, just what they need in order to go the rest of the distance. But when you're up there and leading like the 13 of Justin Anasagak was, you're actually burning the most fuel. So while the others, they were able to get back there and save a little bit and do whatever they could, no, Justin and Austin Collins and a few others, they're foot to the floor, gotta go. So we'll see how this all comes back up. Right now, it really doesn't look like the 13 is going to have any big help. So in the meantime, the 64 and the 99 of Dylan Chappell Sr. and others are very broken up since those that decided to go down pit road peeled off. It looks like Austin Collins and something. Oh, caution's out. Caution is out. Does that trap a lap down or more? Yeah, it looks like Justin Anasagak and a few others are one or more lap down. So we'll have to go back and see exactly what happened here. Looks like this is going to have something to do with John Osborne and Sierra Clampert. Let's go back with Sierra right quick and see if we can find out exactly what happened to her machine. All right, let's jump on board to the chase cam. There it is, Sierra Races on their own, I believe, Twitch channel also. And let's play this out. You see the 81 of John Osborne to her outside, and since he was showing up as part of the replay, I would imagine he's going to have something to do with this, or maybe Sierra just got loose, like we've seen with a few she got trying to slow up on pit road. No, the 81 gets spun up on track, trying to save it. Does just that. Sierra nowhere to go. Just an innocent bystander trying to get to the pits. And that's what brings out this caution. All right. Let's go ahead and bring this back live. Very unfortunate for Sierra. Okay, so Ed Robertson right now leading the way in his number 64. I know Ed is hanging out in the main team comms or generals channel here on iRacing. Let's go ahead and bring him on up to the booth right quick. Ed, it's Repeat up in the booth, bud. How you got a copy in that 64 Toyota?
Yes, sir. 10-4.
Oh, Eddie, it's been a long time, sir. Good to see you tonight. Welcome back for season number 8. You're leading the way. I see you just went down pit road. I would imagine maybe just right sides or lefts just to kind of keep you a little bit more glued to the bottom. What's your strategy from here on out, sir?
Yeah, unfortunately, it was just an ill-timed caution for many of the guys. But kind of fortunate for me, being that I was able to save a little bit more fuel, went an extra lap or so. Being that I didn't have too many people right behind me as I was entering pit road, I said, you know what, 4 fresh feel goods. Looks like I still got some track position here. More than enough fuel to get her to the end, so just going to give her all I got.
Yeah, you're right behind the pace car. You're now up 30 spots since qualifying. If being the biggest mover was worth a point, that it would definitely, without a doubt, be yours, considering we only had 31 guys, or I can't say only, we had 31 guys that started the race this evening. I definitely wish you a whole lot of luck. Keep that machine up towards the front. And as always, in the shiny side up, maybe we'll be talking to you again in about 19 laps, give or take.
I sure hope so, brother. Thank you very much.
You got it, buddy. One more time, pilot of that number 64 Toyota TRD machine, Ed McMuffin Robertson, back on down, and we definitely wish him all kinds of luck. All right. So John Milner says, I think I'll run a Target on my truck the rest of the year. Might be luckier that way. I would definitely hope not. XR Network, good to see you, bud. Thanks for coming back out. Thank you very much for the sub. I was actually just wondering what happened to you the other day. So thanks, definitely appreciate it. And yep, this is a classic. Let's go. Green flag's up through the NAV restart zone. Let's go. All right, so we talked to Ed Robertson. Right now, though, it looks like that momentum is on the high side. The 99 of Dylan Chappell Sr. with the one and only Mike Pop Bear Campbell right up his trumpet. And then you also see the 30 of Jordan Anderson up there, as well as looks like Sierra Clamper. So even though she was involved in that little bit of an issue while trying to get down to pit road, it might have actually saved her because she was involved, and it didn't look like she incurred a whole lot of damage. Here she is, 4th on that high side, and still in contention to go ahead and possibly grab a podium or maybe even a win. It depends on what happens with the 3 trucks in front of her, or the 6 trucks altogether throughout the first 3 rows on the top and bottom side. 71 shoving that 99 to the lead. There you see on the bottom, there's the 64 Ed Robertson. No real help right in his rear view. The 2 kind of not getting up on his bumper and pushing. Looks like the 71, he's going to go ahead and take it low. Mike Pop Bear Campbell on the bottom side. 64 of Ed Robertson right in his rear view. Here comes the Deuce. They are nose to tail on the bottom, nose to tail on the high side. This could be fixing to be a phenomenal finish for Mike Campbell if he could just keep that 71 up there, supporting the NAV colors, as well as the Turn Down for What TV brand new channel on Twitch that he started to be able to broadcast on Wednesday nights for a league that he's affiliated with. We're trying to hold it down, keeping the 64 behind him, 99 up top. He's got a little bit of help, but no real immediate push. And just as I say that, the 30 of Jordan Anderson gives him a big old shot into the corner. We're back side by side for the lead. A lot of jockeying for positions going through the tri-oval. Nobody really kind of holding it to the red line. Just basically letting the left sides hit or maybe going below it just a tad. But nonetheless doing a phenomenal job. A little bit of swerving back and forth down the backstretch into turns 3 and 4. Working lap 14. Coming to 13 laps to go. 71 of Mike Pop Bear Campbell doing his best to hold a steady wheel on that number 71, while the 64 of Ed Robertson shoves him 13 and 05, making a little bit of contact, just a few spots in the back. Let's get on up with those guys. Oh, the 08, he's going to go hard on the inside wall. So far, no caution. We're staying green. You see the 19 of Mark Morton and the 45 of Lewis Zader back here. Looks like we're staying after it. No yellow. He got a little high there. The 24, if he had a little bit more of a run, Cole Snyder could have definitely put the nose of his Ford into that hole, and you never know what could have happened. He could have picked up a spot, but right now you see the 13 of Justin Anderson up on the wall, just gets a little bit of a tag, and he's got to try to recoup from that. You know, Justin's probably a little upset there, but hey. Taking it 3 wide at a predominantly 2 wide track, you're taking a risk anytime you do that. You can get by with that at Talladega or Daytona, and while this track can support it, and we did see that very early in the race, it was 3x3 for 2 or 3 rows deep. Right now. You got some guys that are out there on some older tires, some guys that are out there on brand new tires, and just may not be able to hold the same amount of track that they could earlier, and a little bit of movement around. But that was the 05 of Scott Rickard that got up into the door of the 13 of Justin Anasagak that sent him to the back. Coming up on some lap traffic. What's it gonna be? All right, 68 decides to go ahead and pull on down, letting the entire field go on by. Didn't interfere whatsoever with either lane. Got another one coming up now. Looks like Mike is very, very content on keeping that truck on the bottom. Looks like it's going to be the 5 maybe of Mike Miller. They're going to end up going and taking it 3 wide through the corner. Looks like through 3 and 4 for the most part. Everybody able to hold on to it. Mike keeping it up high, keeping it out of the way. Looks like for the most part, the pack is going to be able to get on through as the 5 now gets shuffled all the way to the rear. The 99 of Dylan Chappell Sr. up on the high side still with the 30 of Jordan Anderson right up his trumpet. Side by side. Now 6 laps remaining here in the Season 8 opener for the Turn Down For What iRacing Truck Series, presented by the Network Alliance for Veterans at www.networkallianceforveterans.com. If you live in a great state of Indiana or any of the surrounding states, go on over, look them up. Lieutenant Colonel Cecil Ross will be happy to assist you with any kind of veteran benefit information you may possibly need. We got the big one behind them. Still no caution. Still no caution. 5 laps to go. I'm going to guess every truck that was involved in that ended up off the track. So we stay green. Nope, yellow's out. Yellow is out, so we're going to come to our first green-white checker in our first race of the season. Mike Papa Bear Campbell in that number 71 Ford will be the leader. I have no doubt in my mind he's going to go ahead and stay out unless he's done the math and maybe realizes that he cannot make it on fuel. We're going to leave him be right now. We'll wait and see if he goes down pit road. But let's go back with some of these guys, find out exactly what happened with this wreck that involved Austin Collins, Chris Murphy, Dylan Robb, and John Osborne. All right, so let's go ahead and play this out. I have a feeling we're probably going to have to back this up. Oh no, he was just involved in this 81 as things unfolded. So let's go ahead and fast forward a little bit. And it looks like the wreck is already ahead of him. It involves the 74, so let's stop it right there. Let's go on over, find the 74 of Austin Collins. Let's back it up again. Let's stop it. And let's go ahead and widen this out just a little. And let's play this out. So it looks like the 2 comes up, tags the 05. The 74 is just there. 19 of Mark Morton makes hard contact with the 7, sends him towards the inside wall. The 69 gets tagged in the back end. That's going to be Dylan Chappell. And, Dylan Robb, rather. And, yeah, nothing that he could do there whatsoever. All right, let's go ahead and bring it back live. Andrew Chapman says that was really dumb by that lap car. Yeah, I tell you. All right, let's see if we can pull old Mike Papa Bear Campbell on up to the booth here right quick. Mike, it's repeat up in the booth, but you got a quick copy in that number 71, Network Alliance for Veterans.com Ford F-150.
I got you, Pete.
All right, Mike, you're leading the way. You had the 64 behind you. This could be a great opportunity for you to grab the first checkers of the season. Lights Top, the pace truck, are going to go out. You stayed out, which tells me you've got a pretty good handling truck. You don't need fuel, and you're getting ready to go back green next time by the start stand. Green, white checker to open up race number 1 in season 8. What do you got to do here, Mike?
All I have to, I got to keep the sweat out of my eyes for one. These guys are, like I just told Ed, I was like, I win this thing, I'm going to be screaming. Boy, I was racing these guys, but it's been a lot of fun out here. My thing is just to, hopefully Jordan will stay right with me and we'll keep running how we just ran that last run.
Man, a phenomenal race. You know I'm absolutely pulling for you. You are overdue for a W. I'll get you back on down to Team Comms. Mike, good luck. As always, keep the shiny side up on that beautiful truck, and let's go racing. Grab that W, Mike.
Appreciate it, Pete.
You got it, buddy. All right, one more time. Pilot of the number 71 Network Alliance for Veterans.com. Turned down for what? TV Ford F-150. Mike Papa Bear Campbell, owner and main league admin here in the Turn Down for What iRacing Truck Series Season 8, kicking off with a bang for the one and only Mike Campbell tonight. Let's go. All right. Oh, through turns 3 and 4, we'll go ahead and bring it back to Barney in the flag stand. Not quite sure if this is going to be the one and only restart. Will there be multiple? We're about to find out in the Network Alliance for Veterans Restart Zone. Let's go. All right, so Mike able to hold on to that bottom line. He's got the 30 right there with him. Again, talk about the 30 of Jordan Anderson. He said he hopes Jordan stays right there with him. Jordan moving up a little bit. That's opening up the door for the 24 Cole Snyder. Pop Bear's got to come on back down. Big wreck behind. 13 grabbing air. That's going to be Justin Anderson, but we're ready under white flag. Pop Bear got to keep that truck pasted, glued to the bottom. That way nobody can take this win from him. And Mike Papa Bear Campbell is going to come across the line and win at Atlanta. Phenomenal race. Good job, Papa Bear. Phenomenal race, and well overdue for this driver. You have no idea how long he has been waiting to grab a checkered flag here in his series, in his turn down for what iRacing Truck Series. I have no doubt that many drivers are going to pull on up, throw it in neutral, give him a good old rub on the side. I mean, he's a phenomenal owner, and he's a pretty damn good friend too. All right, so let's get up close and personal with this driver. And Mike, it's all yours, sir. Whenever you're ready, burn him down. Let's go. All right, Mike's going to bring it on back to the start stripe, park it, grab a picture for the old memory book, and we're going to be right back as well, ladies and gents. We'll have our top three live in the booth. Mike Papa Bear Campbell, Cole Snyder, and Jordan Anderson. Be right back. All right, ladies and gents, we are back. Race number 1 for season number 8 here in the Network Alliance for Veterans.com. Truck Series is official. We got P3 right now, Jordan Anderson. Jordan, you piloted the number 30 Silverado all evening long. You're up 26 spots from where you originally qualified. Pretty much able to keep that truck clean for the most part, even though at points you did see a little bit here and there. Talk us through your strategy. If there were any certain people that you were looking for the most part, to try to work with, and then talk about your momentum now that you may be able to carry over into Daytona and Las Vegas, which is where we're going over the next couple weeks.
Yeah, man, enjoy the super speedway tracks. But yeah, I was just trying to stay out of the stuff, and I was riding in the back most of the race, and got lucky. I got clipped in the rear like twice, and then I was still out on the track on that lost caution, and ended up out front. And then Cole got under me on the one to go, and got me into the 99, and then there we ended.
So next week we go to Daytona, same style racing, except it's a little bit easier to go 3 wide there. We did see a little bit of 3 wide action in the very beginning of this race, and then it kind of calmed down a little bit. I think at one point, like the first 3 rows were 3 by 3 by 3. We saw a couple cautions. A couple of them were for just straight racing incidents. What did you see for the most part, or who were you trying? Were there people that you were trying to work with, or talk us through your strategy?
Yeah, I was trying to get up there, work with Austin, Chris, Scott, Thomas. Unfortunately, was wrecked in the first one. Yeah, I was trying to get up there, work with them, and I just ended up front with these guys.
Well, phenomenal finish for you. It's definitely a great starting spot here. It's a long season, 25 races, including Chase. It's going to be a great points night for you, and we will see you next week at Daytona, sir.
Yep, appreciate it, Pete.
You got it, buddy. Any quick friends, family, sponsors you want to get out there?
I'm all right. Have a good night.
All right, you too. All right, moving on up to Cole Snyder, the Pizza and Wings podcast number 24. It's an all Ford top 2. Cole, you had a few people out there, Zach, Billy Meredith, Commando Griff, and a few others that typically pull for the I don't even know if it's still called the JPA Militia or JPA Army or what it used to be all those years ago. But man, phenomenal finish. You were all over the back end of the 71, pushing them to the checkers. Was there anything that you could have done short of dumping the 71, which you probably don't want to do, to grab these checkers for yourself, sir?
No, man, I was just stuck there behind him, which I'm okay with. I'm so happy for Papa Bear right now. That's awesome for him to win here. We've been racing together for so long, and
right,
in so many restricted plate races, and my only move was to just stick my nose there underneath him going into 3, I think. And if I do that, I probably wreck us. So I was just there. I'm just gonna push him. Hopefully I can get a top 3 out of this thing, and it worked out. And Jordan, like he called back. I got underneath him there. He left a little gap, and then it probably knocked him up into Dylan, which Dylan ran a great race. He had a chance to win, and I feel bad for him. But this is all about Pop Bear right now. This is awesome.
Oh, absolutely. You started on pole this evening, so great start for you. I believe that is that's a point. So leading a lap, another point. You're going to be going into Daytona, much like this style racing. Like I was just telling Jordan, it's a little bit more comfortable to go 3 wide there. What is it about the super speedways that you absolutely seem to do very, very well at?
I don't know, but Commando Griff, he calls me a plate merchant, so I guess I run these things a lot. I run multiple series where they only run restrictor plates, and it's something I like to do. It's a lot of luck, but I think there's some skill involved in it.
Oh, I have
like
to.
I have fun. I love running up front. I love controlling lines, making blocks, hooking up with other cars, and just going by people. And it's the people you race with. I race with Dylan Chappell, Zach Meredith, and a lot in other leagues, and just our friendship that we have so much trust in each other with pushing that it makes restricted plate racing easy to us.
Yeah.
So we try to have fun. I got the pole, and then I went to the back, and it was like a new perspective for me, just like chilling in the back, just waiting for wrecks to happen because I know this truck got loose. And it's a different world back there. I'm just happy that I got back to the front after me and Osborne did the pit thing to cause the caution. He apologized. We're all good. Hate that caution came out, trapped people, lap down, and got people in the back. But just proud of this pizza and wings truck to be up here in the front.
No doubt. You know, our good buddy Kurt Swats used to call J-Pa the super speedway guru. I think you're pretty close to claiming that for yourself. Congratulations on this P2, and we'll see you next week at Daytona. Any quick shout outs for you, sir?
Hey, appreciate you. Shout out to the Pizza and Wings boys as always. Dylan Chappell, Zach Meredith, they came out here to run. Poor Zach Meredith, he ended his night early. Shout out to you for broadcasting this thing. It's been a minute since I talked to you. Good to see you. Good to see you're doing good. And then shout out to Mike Campbell, man. Hell yeah, buddy.
Absolutely. I actually told Mike just before we came back on, I feel like I just called a Daytona race that he won back on console many years ago. It was him. I think it was Shad Swatsworth and Byron Jones. And Byron backed off not to interfere with the race that was going on between them. And Pop Bear got the win just like this evening. So we'll see you next week. And congrats again on this P2, sir.
Hey, man, I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
You got it. Moving on up, the man, the myth. I tell you, Mike, phenomenal race. When I saw you get in front of the 64 of Ed Robertson and he was shoving you, then the caution came out. I pulled you up and I said, what do you got to do? And you said, well, I hope Jordan Anderson will stick right with me. And for the most part, that happened. You said you were sweating. I can imagine your palms probably sweaty on the wheel. And here you are opening up season number 8 in your series, locking yourself into the playoffs already. How much does this relax you going into Daytona and Las Vegas and all the other races now going into the championships round, now knowing that you're good to go?
We're locked in, baby. Ain't we? Hey, this is great. This is great. We called it. We as long as I could protect that bottom and Jordan would stay with me, he did for the most part, and then he just these trucks they were a little loose. They were, and he may have slipped up a little bit, which got Cole underneath, and then I seen Jordan up there on the outside. Then I was hoping Cole would stay with me, and they've helped me in week 12 where we took championship over there. But hey, this is our first win here in Turndown for in over 100 starts. This is great, dude.
Yep, I was actually, when I was looking at a couple of things earlier, I did see the hood that someone made for, I think it was actually Commando Griff, because he is literally a statistician. He's done a lot for the Turn Down for What series, and when he put it out there that it was your 100th start in, I believe it was the middle of last season, what a fitting way to open up season 8 in this truck with our sponsor on the hood, your brand new Twitch channel on the back for your streams on Wednesday nights. How do you look now at Daytona with the same style racing, and even Vegas? Some say Vegas is pack racing as well. How do you tackle the next couple weeks after coming off this high?
Well, we're locked into the playoffs, so we're going to go into the next race a little bit more calmer than what we are right now. I need a heart monitor right at the moment. But yeah, we're gonna go into Daytona. We're strong there at Daytona also, so hopefully maybe I can return the favor, push some of these guys to a win, or maybe, who knows, maybe I can steal another one, and that would be awesome too. But yeah, then just go forward to say Vegas. I'm not too bad there, not as fast as some of these guys, but these plate tracks is where is my strongest. So I got to take it while I can get it, and we can just kind of ride now and take it easy that we're locked into the playoffs. This is sweet, dude. I just don't know what to say. I'm tongue tied at the moment.
No doubt. Commando Grip actually just put out there in the land of YouTube 108 starts, career win number 1. Proud of you, Mike. There you go. You've got a lot of respect from a lot of the drivers. Of course, this broadcaster as well. Turned Down for What has been a home of mine for a very, very long time. And Mike, I'm ecstatic for you, very happy for you, proud of you, and proud of the league that you run and the way you run it as well. Congratulations on this win. We will see you next week at Daytona, sir. Any quick shout outs?
Yeah, I would like to first shout out to you, of course, for broadcasting, doing what you do on your end. I know there's a lot of, like you said, I'm learning to Turned Out for What TV streaming stuff on it, and I'm seeing what kind of work that you do too, and it takes a lot of work. And then I want to thank Cecil Ross, Network Alliance for Veterans, for coming aboard for us for this season. That's pretty awesome. And I'd like to thank every single one of the drivers tonight that showed up, and all the guys. Once that caution came out and I was able to get up front and stay up front, hands down to a big round of applause to all them guys for we were racing so clean and that, and it was heartbreak for Dylan, yes, but the pizza and wing guys, they're pretty awesome. Ed was pretty awesome for helping me out. There's just too many to name, and I just thank them all.
There you go. All right, ladies and gents, one more time, congratulations to the one and only Mike Pop Bear Campbell, league owner and main admin here in the Turned Down for What iRacing Truck Series Season 8 opening race winner. And again, big thank you to Lieutenant Colonel retired Cecil Ross of the Network Alliance for Veterans at networkallianceforveterans.com on everything that he does for those that have proudly served and now on the civilian side getting back into the main civilian workforce. If you live in a great state of Indiana or any of the surrounding states, make sure you go on over to networkallianceforveterans.com, and I guarantee you, whatever message you send to Cecil, he will get back to you. I sent him an email the other day just to say hello, make sure that he was doing well, thanked him again for picking up this season, and he literally got back to me in like 20 minutes. So phenomenal guy. Go on over, look him up, and big thanks again. All right, guys, we'll see you next week at Daytona. Have a phenomenal night.